I'm Jan Crawford in Washington. It was called President Obama's signature accomplishment, but a Florida judge this week called healthcare reform something else. Unconstitutional. The decision striking down the landmark Healthcare Reform Act was the most significant blow yet to the legislation. Federal Judge Roger Vinson agreed with 26 states that are attacking a provision in the law which requires people to either buy insurance or pay a tax. Vinson ruled that Congress simply doesn't have the power under the Constitution to order people to buy something, whether it's a car or a house or even health insurance. Now, this is the second time a federal judge has ruled the law unconstitutional. In December, a federal judge in Virginia also ruled Congress had gone too far and exceeded its authority when it passed the healthcare reform law. That case involved a challenge by the state of Virginia. But there's a split in opinion here. Before the Virginia case, two other federal judges in different lawsuits by legal groups and private citizens have upheld the law. So this should go without saying that these issues are a long way from being resolved. It's kind of like a tropical storm that's brewing out in the ocean. It hasn't quite made it to hurricane status. Remember, these are decisions by federal trial court judges. Their rulings will now go to the federal appeals courts, and then whatever the appeals courts decide will also be appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court. It's widely assumed the Supreme Court is going to have to make the final call on this, but it's unclear just how the justices will see this case. There's been a trend since the mid-1990s to curb this kind of wide-ranging congressional power, with conservative justices narrowly voting to rein in Congress and the liberals voting to give Congress broader powers. But this is a new Supreme Court. We don't know whether the court's newest conservatives, Chief Justice John Roberts and Justice Samuel Alito, will see these issues of congressional power like their predecessors did. And we don't know how the new liberal justices, Sonia Sotomayor and Elena Kagan, will rule either. It's also unclear just when these issues will be resolved. Appeals can take years to play out, but this case is moving pretty quickly, so it could reach the court next year. And that would put this critical issue before the justices as the presidential election is well underway. And that could create a perfect storm.